capture it either through Zoom as well as Facebook. My intent is the first 15 minutes we'll do a simple meditation, and then we'll open up the floor and we'll have, a lot of you are teachers, meditators, been doing for a long time, and we would like to get your thoughts. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes or 2 to 4 minutes. You can talk about what meditation works for you and what is your general idea. It's free format, and then we'll have a little bit of dialogue, discussion, and then we'll go again with more people, throwing in there, talking about um, the various experiences you may have had. So we are not going to a deep theory today. That may be for a next class, but this one will be a discussion about your experiences with different kinds of meditation, and I'm going to actually take notes on that. So first 15 minutes we'll do a simple meditation. Next half an hour to 35-40 minutes maybe, we'll talk about our experiences as a collective whole. And then after that we will I'll try to summarize our discussions, and if there are things that can that we need to further discuss or understand, there are huge number of experiences in the number of people I know already. It's there. So we would like to understand, know, share, so that our general collective consciousness about meditation and even pranayama, we can extend to that also, comes to at a much better level. So that's the intent today. So let's start with a simple meditation. We'll do our invocation prayer, and then do like 10 or 15 minutes of to calm ourselves down, to be situated, to discuss our experiences. We'll focus in the meditation on what what was your greatest experience with a meditation technique that you have done in your lives, and we would like to have a real good share of that. We thought, and I discussed with a few people internally, that we have been doing it for the last 3 months, but we'd like to get a stock of of the collective experience, and that's very important under the conditions. So without much ado, let's start. Let's sit straight, spinal cord straight, to let the flow of energies, let a free flow of energies. Inhale and exhale to the heart chakra. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviriyam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Bitvisvabhai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Grab your right wrist with the left palm, the back, and exhale all the way to the ground, to your own Ishta Devata or Devi, or to any high power you believe in. Let's do 3 rounds of A-U-Ma. Inhale. Inhale. Totally relax. Let your toes relax. Let your ankles relax. Relax your calf muscles, knees, thighs, hamstrings, gluteus maximus, groin area. Let your lower part of the body in this space and time totally relax, preserving its identity yet dissolving into the space around. We'll do a deep ah, waist down to enhance this. Inhale. Feel the resonance slowly withering away. Follow that resonance. Let your mid portions relax, your intestines, your colon, your chest, your heart, your spinal cord, your fingers, your palms, lower portion of your arms, and upper portion of your arms, biceps, triceps, deltoids, shoulder, neck. The whole mid portion needs to relax. Talk to your heart. Listen to its voice. Listen to the breeze flowing through your alveoli in your lungs. We'll do a oo sound, chanting in the mid portion. Inhale. Ooh. Simply feel the withering away of the oo sound into total silence. Relax your throat, back of the neck, chin, cheeks, mouth, teeth, tongues, gum. Swish your tongue around, nose, ears, eyes melting into your socket, your temples, forehead, back of the head, and top of the head. Relax your brains, your optic nerves, frontal, prefrontal cortex, back of the brain, temporal, thalamus, every part of your upper and lower brain. Let them all relax. Your pituitary, pineal, and all your C vertebrae. Let it all relax. We'll enhance it with a makara. Inhale. Do an Auma. Inhale. Last one. Very deep and resonant. Inhale. And this resonance, this resonant frequency and the frequency of your brain becomes same. Something miraculous happens to all of us. Moments of ecstasy, moments of liberation happen with absolute ease. The heart gets full with love, full with happiness and freedom. With that, let us have a few wish for the session today. Let us all be thoughtful. As you're sitting here, bring your one single experience with your meditation in your mindscape to be shared to everyone. I would like to take a note of that as we go through. Let's make a wish. Think about that. Think about the best moment in your journey. With that, I'm slowly opening it up. Please don't be shy. And if you can open up with your video as well as, I mean, you can put your videos up anyways, and then you can unmute yourself. And so somebody has to be the first one. Shall I call out names or what? Namaskar everyone. Thank you. Babu Bhai, you are the leader. We like to kind of get to an understanding.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste. Put your video up too, so that we can see you. Everybody can see you.
Yeah, you're not able to see me?
No, I'm not yet. So let me see. Not.
Ask me everybody.
No, I can't see you yet. I can hear you but not see you. I think your video is still off.
No, we can see him. I can see him.
Oh, you can see him?
I can see him too.
Okay. Okay, something.
I can see him.
Okay, maybe it's how. Yeah, I can see you now. Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, Babu Bhai.
So, in New York, Ramakrishna Mission, I used to serve the Paramahansa Nikhilanand. He was in the Paramahansa state. So one day there was an Utsav, some ceremony for the one of the, like either Swamiji Jayanti or, so we worked very hard, like myself and other three devotees. It was around, from evening I came back from the work, is 94th, 17th, 91st Street in Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center. We worked very hard, and around 2 a.m., then other three devotees left. Swamiji asked me to go upstairs and sleep. Then he is telling, do you know, Gambhiranandji, President Maharaj slept here. And of course, as soon as I slept, I was in a trance. I lost the time consciousness, and I have some divine experiences. So I told to Swamiji in the morning, okay, this is what happened. All night I am in just trance, not aware of the time or sleep or anything. So he told me to keep it myself. But so yes, meditation is like that. It takes you beyond time, or almost like it makes you forget time. If you are in Anandamaya Kosa, you are within time, but at that moment you forget time.
Yeah. So this experience happened to you just like that? Did you have to do any meditation or any technique or?
No, just because the whole 4 or 5 hours of seva, and maybe it was not this experience happened because of the charge left by Gambhiranand Ji. Yeah, the President Maharaj.
Yeah. We know. We used to follow him a lot. Yeah.
So similarly, somebody's, like once I went to see my Guru's Guru, and he just embraced me, and I went out. Actually, it was next day.
Okay.
But I came to out, it's like completely different. So this, the association of holy men, the vibration of holy men is an additional or a prerequisite. It really helps to speed up the journey.
Exactly. Did you have similar experiences after that, or?
Yeah, because I want to give everybody else time. Otherwise, I can talk to you about whole month.
Okay. Good. Well, we have you there. Okay. Wonderful. That's a great experience to be shared to everyone. So now we'll try to get somebody else to join in.
Yeah, I think like what Babu Bhaiji says, that meditation is not necessary. That is Lata, by the way. Not necessary that you just sit in one place and close your eyes and meditate. You could be meditating in many ways, right? You could be just doing seva, and that itself is a meditation, right?
Okay. So tell me about your experience.
No, I don't have any no great experience to share, but I'm just saying that in my mind, that's what I believe, that meditation can be done. It's not just sitting in one place, closing your eyes and meditating. You just do good. That itself is meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to support that because I was also thinking in that way.
So,
meditating in bus.
Nandakishore ji, introduce yourself, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Nandakishore Khidkekar, and I would like to just tell about transcendental meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I learned it in 1975 from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's class I attended.
Mm-hmm.
Science of Creative Intelligence and Transcendental Meditation.
Mm-hmm.
This transcendental meditation is also one form of meditation.
Sure.
Which takes your mind at inner silence. So it is a 20-minute meditation we have to do. They recommend 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. But I was doing it in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, while I was working also, and I was studying also. So while I was working 8 hours or 10 hours a day, and after that work, I was going to the classes, 3 hours of classes. So what I used to do during that travel period, 20 minutes, bus was taking around 20 to 25 minutes to get there every evening.
Yeah.
So after the work, when I am whole day I was working, and then definitely the physical body or my coach gets tired. But then while I was doing transcendental meditation in the bus, which was traveling, and I was losing the time that Babu Bhai told, that meditation is such that it will let you forget about time element. So when I was starting meditation initially, then in TM you have to repeat the mantra.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a japa type meditation only, but it's a different form of meditation.
Yeah.
And we go deeper as we dwell on the mantra, and then we let it fade out.
Mm-hmm.
And after 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, I was feeling, it is just 5 minutes past. It was 20 minutes past, and I am at the stoppage. And when I get out of the bus, I was feeling so fresh, as if I have slept for 8 hours. The whole day's tiredness was dissolving. And that was making me another person again. So that is what I would like to share.
Fantastic. Anybody else?
So I can share. I'm Radha, and so scaling back from.
And Radha, can you give your full name?
Radha Bhargav Gupta. I'm one of the YIC. Hello.
Yeah.
Sessions as well. So during one of these online sessions, actually, I've had a lot of physical issues, tendinitis and shoulder and rotator cuff. But I can tell you, with one of these meditations we've been doing online, when you go to that deep relaxation state, the pain kind of almost scales back to zero. You can get so much energized. Your stiffness reduces. It's just like full body is energized, and so I've experienced. I always used to have tightness in shoulders, all that work-related stress and stuff. But I think these meditation and even the yoga sessions, they help to, things that you wouldn't just be able to do with exercise. The yoga and meditation can make you it just energizes you in a different way and relaxes you, so that those tightness of muscles and everything just gets so much better. Yeah, thank you so much. And it's a few times it's been in your sessions, Sanmeji, and I know Chetan Gandhi's sessions also. A couple of times I just felt so relaxed, and Nand Kishorji's 7 steps, that was another thing that. So yeah, it's just helping at, I think, a physical and a mental level at this point. I haven't gone to that higher states yet, but definitely it's
Yeah.
very, very helpful. Yeah.
That's all we would like to hear, that how each of these are, and each of these techniques, tools, or lack of that affect people in different ways. All of us are at different stages of our spiritual genetics. So and it does, we respond to those inner or deeper vibrations very differently. So and I'm going to talk about a few techniques later on, but let me hear from a few more people. So thanks
Right.
for the share, Radhaji. Yeah.
And we would like to hear one of your deeper experiences as well.
we're not supposed to share it, right? Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm looking forward for your techniques. You are a master in this area, and maybe you can teach us some good techniques.
Yeah, there are a lot of. We'll talk about some techniques today, and then we will go. And there are a lot of techniques that people use, but we'll go through some of the techniques that I'm comfortable with, and I'll mention, and maybe as we, in each of my meditation sessions, I teach a technique or two, directly or indirectly. I do not always call them out, because I do it slightly modified version of that to make it easy and make it appropriate for the occasion. But I use a lot of different techniques as I started like 3 months back when we started here. So let me.
Pushpaji wants to say.
Yeah.
Pushpaji wants to say.
Okay, sure, Pushpaji, fantastic.
When
Boliye.
I used to serve my guru, he was Paramhans. So he will stay in my house. So every day his first question was, where do you live? Where do you come from? I said, no, I don't know, Baba. Then he was telling, I made some sweet
Food.
sweet food. So he says, why don't you Pilates again? Can you drink?
She's telling her experience with Guru's Guru, Baba. He was in a Paraman stage, our
Achha.
Guru's Guru.
Hmm.
And she will make prasad for him, and then he will ask, can you feed me? And then one day, this is Pushpaji's experience. One day he started walking. He never walked. He was like a Paramahansa, about 42 years he stayed in silence, 14 hours, 14 years under one banyan tree, 14 years under one small river stream.
Mm-hmm.
So he started walking out, and then Pushpa told, no, you have to come back. So he told that I can come back only if you carry me. So as soon as Pushpa carried him, he was very, very light. See,
Wow.
at that time Chetan was in her womb, so maybe he wanted to protect Chetan, so he just made this lila, and actually many times he will do some experiments and experiences which will take you beyond time. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what he wants to tell.
That's
This
fantastic.
is Pushpaji's experience.
That is so wonderful. I mean, this is like it's a miraculous, like it's a miracle, right? So
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is people need to have that, you know, good
Association.
luck,
Only
good luck.
association makes difference.
Yeah, and good luck. I mean, you need to have be part of that time and space. You have to be there. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for this,
Thank you.
Pushpaji. So anybody else? I'm sure a lot of you have to share something. It doesn't have to be, you know, out of the world. Just share, you know, in meditation or in your path to yoga and dharma. If there is a moment of ecstasy, a moment of, you know, divineness, let's have that. Let's share that with everyone.
When I meditate,
So Ashwini ji, can you announce your full name and all that so that everybody knows?
okay, I'm Ashwini Gadre, and I just want to share a very simple thing that when I do meditation and when I really feel very nice and relaxed, I'm thinking of very beautiful nature. That's what I do, and it just makes me feel so good. And it takes me there. Think of Himalayas or wherever, however beautiful it is. Nature is extremely beautiful, created by God, and it just make me feel very good, and it takes me there.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. So you have this connection with nature, which kind of comes to you in your moment of happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Do you have to do any special technique or just sit and meditate,
No,
contemplate?
I just sit and go there, and of course I thank for many things which I have, and that's the main thing. Or you know, say sorry for things which I didn't do right in life. These are the two main things. And it just makes it very, very nice. There's, you know, when water is flowing and you are, you know, up there, you just feel very relaxed and very nice.
Fantastic. Okay, so we had six people shared. Now, what about others? I think I need to call out names. Ashish ji, how about you? It's okay to say, hey, I don't get this. Everybody's experience is different, you know. Everybody's experience is different. Yeah. But you know, in yoga, we have learned in the techniques, and you know, a lot of gurujis told us there are moments of happiness, ecstasy, and those moments are your moments where you transcend your, you know, the different koshas and go into this, you know, extreme state of Anandamaya kosha. It happens momentarily. We cannot. Most of us cannot sustain it for too long, but that doesn't matter. I think all of us have some experiences of that divine presence or touch at some moments in our lives. We may or may not have understood it, but it's there. So,
but Sanmay, at least with me, it happens sometimes. You just don't connect.
Yeah, that's true.
It just you have to just take it a day at a time, and something which I felt. So I love roses. I love gardening. I mean, those imagining things, those flowers and those things. They almost talk to you. So if you get connected to whatever, it may be just Devachasel. I mean, you
Mhm.
are into a particular भगवान या देव जी का जो आप ये चाहते उससे कनेक्ट हो जाते हो तो तब वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से फील भी होता है.
Yes.
That's how I feel like that.
Okay. So Ashish ji, we haven't forgotten about you. Yeah. You're a little noisy, but yeah, for whatever.
Something wrong with my laptop, but I'll be short. I have experimented a bit on concentrating or the meditation on certain things like breathing or and what I found out is that I have a tendency of bhakti, and I feel these meditating on Isht Devta is something comes naturally to me. So that's where I use that, the sadhana, if you want to use that term from Gita. That is my
That's your swadharma.
Yeah, so that helps me, and that's where I find quick that devotion helps me to get into the mode of meditation. I've tried many different things, and finally I felt that that's my cup of tea, if you can use that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So who is your Ishta Devi or Devata who comes to you?
I've been from very childhood, I grew up in Calcutta, so naturally, very close to my home was Swami Vivekananda's home, and very close to my home was the home of very close, like literally 5 minutes walk was Ishak from the Vidyasada, and I used to always imagine that Sri Ramakrishna is coming on that. Is coming and is there and visiting him. So it was those type of memories. So the whole association of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Vivekananda, and all those things are natural to me. So
Fantastic.
That's what I find.
Fantastic. Okay. So let's hear from two more people maybe, and then I'll try about meditation in general, a discussion. And I think this format, I'm liking this format. I don't know about you guys. You can give me feedback on this, and we can come to some, the question about is there a technique you need? What is the role of guru? Is there where is your does your the level you are, does it matter? Is it dependent on your past karma? All these things that we have discussed in our lives in the past, and we discussed today. Maybe we should have a discussion, ongoing discussion on this on the next couple of sessions. Because I think it's very important because I think last 3 months, probably everybody has got a glimpse of a lot of different techniques. And I think it's time to kind of summarize them, capture them, and try to find your own technique or own which technique helps you to reach the level of happiness that you want to reach. And so that is my whole intent of this, to be educated through the process. If we become educated and much more matured, have an idea about our association with these techniques and tools and understanding of ourselves, I think that's the best thing that can happen to all of us. This is my thought on that. So let me hear from maybe two more people. for today, and then we can continue this next session. I think I have another session in 2 weeks. I will be busy with a lot of other things, so I didn't take it next week, but the week after that we'll again get together and do some more of this, sharing and meditating kind of thing. So is anybody a volunteer? I think so. I know somebody. I can call them out. Saurav ji. Saurav ji and I meet almost every week on other issues, but let's talk about meditation today.
Ji, sir, I apologize. I just joined actually a little while back, so I'm
Okay.
not completely attuned to what is being discussed. I got late in joining.
Okay. So we are talking about it's a like extempore thing. We are talking about each of us, the best or the most notable experience you have in your meditative life or your yogic life. And it could be, it may not be anything related to yoga. It could be just a moment of divineness. We are sharing, all of us, things like that. So if you have something to share, please.
So I don't know how relevant my experience will be for everybody, but I have had a little bit of a different journey. I related very much to what Ashish said just now. I think my persona or my build is more suited towards bhakti. I think there have been, I will listen to a bhajan and I'm driving and suddenly my tears will start coming out. I mean, there's no real reason for it. I just put.
Saurabh, can you put your video on? That way we can see you a little bit. Everybody can know who you are. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So I think that way the constitution of my persona is more suited towards bhakti. But I've never I used to be very religious, but I was not very spiritual, I would say, right? I mean, I used to do all the karma kandas and I'll go to temple very regularly. But I don't think I had the understanding. I grew up studying in a RSS kind of a school. So I used to do a lot of rituals, I would say, right? When I'll go to temple, this, that, whatnot, right? But back in 2012, I got a guru, and he comes from a Shaktipat. So I think I just, although I'm suited, I think my constitution is suited more for according to this meditation practice with my guru, and I got a sort of a shortcut, I think, right? I mean, when I'm with him or when he is kind of leading the meditation, I just go in a trance. I don't even know what's going on, and 1 hour later he will say, slowly come back, and I'll come back, and I won't know what has happened in that 1 hour or 2 hours or however long. So I think that's sort of, in my view, I think that's sort of a shortcut because you are being catapulted ahead by. And as I said, I've been doing it for the last 8 years almost. Every time I do it with him, or if I listen to one of his guidance, invariably go in trance. With all these things that we are doing here with guided meditation and trying to focus, like from based on your own effort, you are trying to meditate. That is related. New for me. I've not done that a whole lot, but I'm trying to do that now, right? So instead of just relying on his kind of Shaktipat, I am trying to do do my breathing exercises, do focus on my breathing, train my mind to be focused. Because what happens is that when I do it with his recordings, I have no idea what's going on. I just close my eyes. He says, he says something, and I go in trance. I have no idea what happened, and I don't think I can produce that without his blessings, right? Without without this recording. So what I'm trying to do now is do my own Purushartha and try to kind of do it that way. So I'm doing both essentially.
Okay, you're lucky. I mean, the grace of Guru Kripa, Kevalam. It's like it's something that not everybody has, and you are one of the lucky few. And there are a few others who have shared their experiences with Guru Puspaji, for example, and Babu Bhai and others. Yeah, I mean, it's wish I had a guru like that. I mean, I do have a guru, and he helps me a lot. But these kinds of transcendental experience with kind of that touch is absolutely wonderful. So we'll have one more share from somebody else, and then I'll go into my little discussion on meditation, and then maybe we can create my next class also based on these kinds of, but I'll try to ask some questions and see where we go with this. I'm kind of experimenting with this format so that it becomes very meaningful to everyone, and also it opens the horizon. People should see how different people do their practices and what works for different people and what doesn't work or what have you. So please, last one, anybody else who wants to share?
I have a question, but I don't know how much time you have.
Yeah, we don't have much time. Let's hear from somebody, and then we'll come to your question. Somebody share.
Do it next session of yours.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to push anything.
Okay. Anybody? I'm going through the names. Chandra.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. It's Chandra.
Yeah, this is Chandra.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Show your face.
I was just hoping you would not call my name. but
well, your name is on the top. It starts with a C.
Okay. But believe me, how should I put it?
Give your full name and where you are from, just quickly.
Yeah. So I am. My full name is Chandrasekhar Kuruba.
Mm-hmm.
I am here in the Bay Area, Dublin, California.
Okay.
And fortunately, I got associated to this group, and I used to attend few sessions before the pandemic hit at Gauravji's place.
Uh-huh.
And he used to host a week, Wednesday or Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
at his home. So I've been to his home few times, and luckily I got into this group. And ever since this started, I wouldn't say every day, but almost every. I've been trying to be consistent, but I feel so blessed and fortunate that I got exposed to all you great instructors and gurus, and you are one of the really. Not that you picked me, but I really enjoy your sessions. One thing that definitely stands out for me was one day, I think it was the Mother's Day meditation.
Uh-huh.
So I personally, my personal experience there is, I lost my mother way back, in 2000, and this is 2020. It's not that we forget our parents. My mom and dad have passed away, but especially on that day when you were trying to make everyone connect to their, like moms, whether living or not living, I personally went back in time, and there was like automatically tears rolling. I was trying to remember all the time, all the things, good and bad with my mom, and that was really very. I feel very light towards the end of the session, and it was a great experience.
That's good to know, because I think that day a lot of us cried.
Right. So that definitely was was a great experience on that day.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
And by the way, I have all my meditation videos I'm loading into my YouTube channel, so you can find them.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah,
So, but
it's-
I just want to have one question though on this thing.
Yeah.
See, I've before coming in association with you guys here, I've tried different forms, but like the previous speaker was saying, it, so do you really need to have a guru? I mean, to find that that point that we are all talking about here, right? So
It helps. It's not a must, but it helps. That's my experience. I can say that. I mean, it's like if you are trying to learn something, to read or write, and you have a great teacher, it really helps you. But can you not do it yourself? Yes, you can do it yourself. And sometimes the self-learned people, some people are lucky to come with such spiritual intelligence that they can find on their own. They are ready-made. They come to this existence, this moment of space and time with a certain amount of knowledge they have carried, an experience they have carried from past lives, if we believe that. And a lot of them, they do on their own. It comes to them automatically. Yeah, but yes.
Can I take 1 minute?
Sure, Babuji.
Swamiji?
Yeah, definitely.
The role of Guru, suppose I want to go from here to San Fernando Valley, is in north, about say 100 miles for my destination. And if I go south, I will have to go all over the globe. So what Guru does is put you on your way.
Absolutely.
So now you have to cross that much distance, but now you are at your right technique. So that's how it helps.
Very, very aptly put. I couldn't have done that. Babuji, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So on and all, so that experience, and I always find all these sessions very therapeutic for myself. Not only because of the current situation that we are all in,
Mhm.
I go through a lot of personal stuff myself in my personal life, so
Mhm.
I find these sessions to be very, very therapeutic. Thank you all. I've always tried to express that. I mean, I really my deepest thanks to all the instructors and the gurus that come out here on this platform to really hold the community together. Thank you, really. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for all those good comments, and thanks for the share. So basically what I'm going to do, I've done a checklist of, and this is a whole big checklist of different techniques, and it doesn't have to be a technique. It could be a technique which got invented, which came to you, but and I would like to continue this discussion because we haven't talked to some almost more than half people. My next class will be again 2 Fridays from now, so on the 19th. I'm going to take another meditation class, and normally I take once a week, but next week I'm intentionally not doing it because I have so many other commitments I got into. But I would like to keep this continuous, this discussion, and come to certain basic points, so we will go there. But one of the things that I think what I have found is, I have gone through a whole bunch of techniques myself. So one of the first things, I learned from childhood is, you focus on a deity or focus on a dot on the wall. Typically started with an external focus or concentration. And for a long time, I believed that concentration and meditation, they are kind of the same thing. You have to really concentrate to achieve something. But those ideas have changed over time. They're all part of the equation. In the yogic system, we have dharana and dhyana. And dharana is that, that laser beam focus where you give effort. You're trying to focus and then put your focus in there. And then dhyana is that place where, you have the focus, but it's kind of, diffused, it's effortless. So it becomes effortless. So in anatomical terms, the concentration is a sympathetic action, and the dhyana is your parasympathetic. So you're relaxed. That's the state we all go in. And some of these, the ashirvads of gurus, like Babuji has mentioned, Pushpaji and others, Sauravji and others have talked about, those are in my mind an effort, or as a situation where you are in that effortless state. So and it sometimes you can make that big jump with somebody's help. It's like going to New York from Los Angeles, and you don't have to drive. You can take a plane and somebody else can fly you there. So that kind of analogy. But coming back to my own experiences, I have started with doing all that deity. Of course, I'm from Calcutta, so we are Kali Bhaktas. So we used to have Kali or Durga, which is Mata Di. Durga is kind of similar to Mata Di. But the, Kali is where we used to be Kali worshippers. So we used to focus on Kali's, the anomaly, the darkness, and with a slight, with a slight tinge of fearfulness, we used to focus on her to get to that connection. Then, like Nand Kishorji, I was initiated into transcendental meditation in '72 in Kolkata, in one of his classes. And I had very wonderful experiences with TM, and I still do TM, not daily. I do other techniques now, but I have done transcendental meditation quite a lot for years, and it's a very simple technique which takes you, it's like a so, Bija mantra, you can do two, so mantras you can do different ways. Again, this focus and non-focus. Mantras, you recite the mantra, you understand the meaning, you kind of focus on the meaning, and you can continue. And there's other things, these Bija mantras, where you do it for a while, and then the Bija mantra becomes like, like Hare Krishna, this Hare Krishnas do with the beads. Go on doing it, Hare Krishna, and it kind of, at some point it goes into their subconscious and does something wonderful for you. So there are this what I'm getting at is, if you broadly categorize the different types of meditations, and I'm going to talk a little bit more on that, and we have 3 minutes, but I might go a little bit more, 4 or 5 minutes more, so excuse me. So you basically, you see two distinct categories. One is something you're focusing on, and the other one is you just let it go, unfocused. And unfocused doesn't mean that your mind is wandering away. I mean, it could wander away, but it comes back. And it's like the focus goes into a very eased focus. So that kind of a situation. And it happens sometimes automatically via the ashirvad of a guru, or your natural trend, your genetics, whatnot. So the other thing I have found is, and transcendental meditation, by the way, I had my first transcendental experience in probably 1972 or 73 when I was a college student, and it works for some people. It is basically a mantra. They look at your whole genetics and gives you a mantra, and you have to repeat the mantra continuously for 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes afternoon, or just 20 minutes, and let it happen. You don't have to focus on it, just let it happen, and it happens. Prayer is a form of meditation in my mind. So we all pray, and then prayer is, again, if you are focusing on what you are praying into, it's a focused meditation. And sometimes while praying, you go beyond prayer, and that becomes your diffusion, your unfocus. There are a lot of biofeedback techniques which are also very focused, which you try to lower your blood pressure, this and that. You focus your mind on this. You try to tell your body, even involuntary systems, you kind of try to get a control over your involuntary systems, and biofeedback and other mechanisms to decrease your blood pressure. I have been through those techniques also. There are several techniques in Hinduism as well as mostly these days they're touted as Buddhism, but they're also in Hinduism. Is look at your emotions. So there are different emotions like anger, fear, jealousy, lust, or love, or helpfulness, the good and the bad. Look at those emotions deep in your, collect with a incident, and then do something with it. So if you are fearful at some point, go there, feel the fear, and then replace with a fearlessness. So that way you are coming out of that negative imprint that was in your mindscape, in your subconscious. You're coming out of it. So those are some of the techniques that, playing with emotions, looking at, focusing, and then letting it go is a very powerful technique. A lot of psychologists use that also. So that's one thing. Then thought, you focus on a thought, or you focus on thoughts, and then let it pare down to a 1 or 2, or even maybe 1, and then there's a big talk about whether you can really be thoughtless or you have one thought. I'm not going into that, but lesser and lesser thoughts, and that is also a very powerful technique. The other thing is sound meditation. You deal with a sound. Whether, I think Ashwini ji was talking about nature. The other day, actually, I tried this. Each meditation in the morning or afternoon, I do experiment with a new technique. So in the morning meditation last Saturday, I did it in my backyard with a lot of birds chirping, and I was trying to tell people, find one bird and one chirp out of that. So these sound techniques, they're very much used in the Buddhist gong and
Buddhism.
yeah.
Yes.
So they use that gong, and there is one guy who comes from Thailand. He's a very well-known Buddhist guy, young Buddhist monk. He uses the technique a lot. The gong, look at the gong, let it disappear. And we use it with our aumas. This is a sound technique which we use very effectively, and along with it we also use our emotions along with it. So it's a combination of things, and people and all the masters have tried different things, and it evolves, and the suggestions, the instructions also evolve with space and time, right? So what you say in India in a meditation, what you do when you do a meditation here is different. When you do meditation with a non-Indian crowd, you give different types of instructions. I do that all the time. So, and then when you're in an Indian crowd, you do something. So each meditation also, to make it effective, you have to understand the cultural tendencies of the crowd. So, but the idea is there are certain things, and I'm going to, next class I'm going to talk about this, all our senses, how the senses are perceiving the world, and how we can use all of that to ultimately come to a state where we are. So it could be a state of detachment from everything and understanding our own self, cutting the noise out, and going into that level where you can be in a more peaceful state. And again, I'm using the words peaceful or happy. When you go into that state, as Babuji is saying, that in Anandamaya Kosha, you just lose track of everything. You do not know what is Ananda, what is happiness, what all those things are gone. So those are the even samadhi in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are layers of samadhi, Samprajna samadhi, and there are different 7 layers of samadhi within the samadhi state. So So there are so various. So my point is, so all these variables you have your panchendriya, you have your your tanmatras, and your gyanendriyas, your karmendriyas. You have this emotion of sattva, rajas, tamas, the different categories of emotions. You have all of this, and if you do a permutation and combination with your own space and time, each person can probably invent one technique. So as many. That's why probably our gurus have told us that as many paths, as many ways to reach the ultimate, because it is really customized. Each genetic expression, in a way, though we try to categorize, because we ourselves are limited. We try to categorize into certain boxes, but really they are boxless. They are infinite. They're beyond space and time. Work while doing work, as Lataji was mentioning, and others. I mean, if you are mindfully working, I'm sure you have seen that when you're working on something very interesting, you go into this state of, you are in your sadharma, you love it, and you are going continuously doing it, and you lose track of time and space. And you are in a meditative state, and at the end of it you are not even tired. So I have seen so many times that you work like 10, 15, 20 hours, and then out of it you come, you're not even tired. So what happens? All your entities are so aligned, and you're doing karma yoga. Your cells, of course, the cells are always doing karma yoga, but you're in this mode of karma yoga, where you are actually meditating. So karma yoga is living in the moment, frankly. And living in the moment is the most effective way of doing business. I think Gauravji was talking about the other day about how to focus, put a time apart. Those are techniques, for practical techniques you can use. But foundationally, if you go into the mindset of, okay, I'm here, I'm going to do this, and then finish A to end, whatever, in this time frame, you can attain that. And these techniques of different kinds will help us do that. So, and there are a whole bunch of techniques which are breath-based. You look at your breath. So that's why we always introduce some breath into this meditation techniques. And these breathings help to calm yourself down. We need a lot of tools and techniques at different layers. Your 5 layers. We can take all tools from all those 5 layers and use it to our benefit. So that's it. So quickly on the latest techniques that I've learned from Vyasa in my last 6 years of, I did a master's with them. Couldn't do my PhD because they want me to stay there for a year. That cannot happen now. So, but we've learned a lot of techniques over there. In the yoga, you have the instant relaxation technique, the quick relaxation technique, and the DRT, the deep relaxation technique, which are very powerful techniques, simple but powerful techniques. Then you have cyclic meditation, which you have gone through. MSRT you have gone through. I have done one MSRT, and there are others who have done. PET is also done once. PET, pranic energization technique, which is mostly focused on prana, or that layer, the life pranic layer. Then MEMT, NMS, Visak. There are, at each of the layers, Annamaya Kosa, Pranamaya Kosa, Manamaya Kosa, Vijnanamaya Kosa, and Anandamaya Kosa. There are techniques that can be used to effectively transform your experiences. So there are probably thousands of techniques, but doing and saying all of that, I still think, and I want to pose this question, you think about it, and we'll talk next time after others share their experiences. I think there are broadly 2 techniques. One is focusing and one is defocusing. That is my kind of overall sense, and I have written a paper on this long time back. I think, and all the others fall under those categories. Whether it's sound, whether it's emotions, whether it's vichara, whether it's Jnana Yogi. So each of the yogas have their own techniques. There are 6-7 steps: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga. Of course, Raja Yoga, we're talking paralyzing with Patanjali's yoga. So each of these have steps, each of those go through the processes, but foundationally, if we want to break down meditation or the process by which we experience the higher layers of existence, it is basically, I think there are two broad categories. One is the focusing and another is defocusing. And then after that, what happens, nobody, whoever goes through that, they will understand that. So with that, I would like to end. If you have any quick comments or questions, or if you want to see this can, shall we do this another time? To maybe I'll ask few questions that could be resolved beforehand. We have the questions and we could dwell on those questions and show some techniques and things like that. Of course, this other thing I forgot to tell you, that I'm a big Vipassana meditator. I've done the 10-day courses and 3-day courses and all of that. So, which I think is very effective also for me. And that's another technique which where I got some deeper experiences here in Joshua Tree. Yes. But the thing is, with all this meditation and everything, we all come with some kind of a genetics, and we need to really work on it. Some people have to work more than less, and come out of it. I mean, it's a hard thing. Life is beautiful, but life is also hard sometimes. So with this, I would like to end. Any questions, comments before we end? I would like to continue this format if it's okay with you guys. If not, then I'll go back to my old format.
Yeah, Sanmayji, it's a very good new technique that we adopted today, interactive, and that way we can involve the participants also fully, and we get more knowledge, and everybody's questions can be explained, and understanding level can increase. And I would like you to next time talk more about your Vipassana experience.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I also would like to hear about Vipassana. I know, but I haven't done. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Best thing is in the pudding is to eat it, right?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
keep that in mind.
Say that.
Yeah, but I'll introduce to the pudding, and then you have to eat it. I cannot make you eat.
Like 10 days is just like, it's kind of scare may not be a correct word, but it just pulls you a little bit. 10 days.
It's very hard.
Able to do it like that.
It's very hard. I tell you, the 10 days of meditation, you can, at some point, you feel like you are in a jail and you need to break the jail.
Somebody
Yeah.
else also said, and they said, I feel like after second day, what am I doing here, all that. And
Yeah.
so it would be nice to hear your
Sure. Okay, anybody else? Any comments?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
very much. It was very nice.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Namaste.
Thank you, Nand Kishore ji.
Do we have to do closing prayer or we are done?
Yeah, we'll do the closing prayer. Sorry about that. Yeah.
you.
So let's do the closing prayer. Inhale and exhale. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kashit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Grab your right wrist with the left palm. Inhale and exhale all the way to the ground, Lord the temple, or Ishtadeva Devi. So we'll do this in 2 weeks, Friday, 19th. So thank you a lot.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much.
if you have any comments, so you can send it to the WhatsApp group or send it to me. We'll take a look at that. Thanks. Thank you. Hi, we had our interactive session today. It's a different format. Just ended. Hopefully you heard everything. Hopefully it came out okay. We'll see. We'll review the video. But thanks a lot for joining Facebook Live on this. Thank you.